Hello, trail travelers. We are outside of Leadville, well, actually right outside of Leadville, Colorado. Beautiful day today. And what we are doing is called the Route of the Silver Kings. Now, this is kind of a driving tour, basically. You don't need four-wheel drive or anything for here. There's a couple trails that you can take across, but if you stay on the main roads, you're going to be just fine in just about any vehicle. Now, before you head out here, you should go to the website routeofthesilverkings.org. There you can download a GPS track, an illustrated map of the area, and a complete guide to a lot of the mines that are around here. Now, there's a lot to see out here, and we're only going to bring you some highlights because it's just too much to do in one video. Well, we're all ready to go, so let's get on the route and explore the area. And this area is where the town of Ibex was originally located. Not a whole lot left to it. There's one mine up on my right over here. That one actually is, I think actually still in some kind of operation. There's new building up there. There's modern equipment up there. Behind me here, this is the largest building that you'll see here on Route of the Silver Kings. Quite a substantial building here with a lot of outbuildings up and behind it. I went up on the hill, saw some remnants of an old foundation over there, so there's plenty of stuff to do, and this is a great spot to stop for lunch. There's just tons of room here. The shaft around here, adjacent to the hillside, it's 1,200 feet deep and connects with the Yak Tunnel on the 1,200 foot level. Let's see, the structure immediately south of the shaft is the ore house. The span that connected it to the shaft is gone. Rail cars were backed up on either side and loaded for trips to the smelter. By 1925, it is said that there were 50 miles of workings in the Ibex complex. Veins from this area were followed by drifts almost 3,000 feet south to the Antioch and Vermeer mines. And the Vermeer mine is kind of on this 4x4 road that you can take. You can get back there pretty easily from here, but if you come in from the other side, there's a really steep hill you have to climb, and that's really why it's a 4x4 road. Once you drive back there, you could turn around and come back out here pretty easily. But this area, definitely worth checking out because this building is just absolutely huge. Okay, we're gonna keep going and show you some more highlights of Route of the Silver Kings. What a beautiful day here. It's about 34 degrees today. It's going to snow soon, and this won't really be accessible. So some of you may be watching this and go, ooh, that's really cool, let's go see that. But once there's snow here, there's no plowing or anything, so it can get covered in snow pretty quick. But you can just check the weather conditions for Leadville because we're mostly at the same elevation as Leadville. We're at 11,000 feet right here. All right, let's keep going and find some more highlights along the route. Now there's all kinds of little side roads and paths to take, and we discovered this old school bus down in this little valley. It's kind of cool, and it has definitely been used as a target for many, many people who have gone down there shooting, but figured it was worth stopping, taking a look at. As we're exploring around, we decide to go stop for lunch in the middle of this beautiful meadow. But we had to do a bit of a water crossing, which is the deepest water crossing we've ever been through. It was actually pretty darn deep. I made it without any problem. Phil and Dana in their 392 had no problem either. But once we stopped, I took some time to go fly over and explore some old buildings. This is the remnants of the Monarch mine. You've got the building here located on top of the ores. This is the ore house. Really cool structure here. It's one of the better preserved places aside from the big one that we showed earlier. This is probably the next coolest one. I love this rail that goes into the building. I'll do a fly through here so you can see what it's like inside. This is one of my favorites. I don't know, just the way that it still has this rail going on here. I think it's just so cool. But there's a lot more to explore around here. And again, we're showing you kind of the big highlights. There's a ton of buildings here, ton of structures. You can absolutely spend all day going through this area. And we're trying to just pick out some of the coolest, the biggest, the most preserved structures, just to kind of give you a feel for some of the things that are around here. So we definitely hope that this inspires you to come out to Leadville and check this out. Well, we've got a couple more in store, so we're going to keep going, finish exploring the route of the Silver Kings. Now the Stop 7 area here has a lot of interesting things to check out. This structure here is the Robert Emmett mine, and over on the other side is Finntown, and then just up the road a little bit is the Mikado shaft. This is nice big structure here, really cool to check out. And in this area, this was the Small Hopes Mining Company, organized in 1878, operated this particular mine and other mines on the north side of the road here. By 1892, the mining company had paid dividends of $3.225 million, which have been $810 million in 2015 dollars. That's quite substantial. Probably over $1 billion today. Pretty wild. The Robert Emmett was the scene of a pitched gun battle between strikers and mine guards during the miners' strike of 1896. It was purchased by the Empire Zinc Company in 1916 for what is said to have been $500,000 or $57 million in 2015 dollars. And it's said to have produced large quantities of zinc before closing in the 1930s. So a lot of history here, some cool stuff. If you want to do some walking, you can walk up the hill, and there's the mineral built trail, which is also a bike trail that you can take all the way through this. There's some other hiking up on the I guess would be my left side right now. But over on the right-hand side, you can hike up there to see some other interesting pieces. There's some other buildings here and some tailings that you can walk out on. So this is a really cool area. And this is when you're going through the map from what is routeofthesilverkings.org, this would be the stop 7 area. There's like A, B, C, and D around here. So now we're gonna head to another side, the kind of the northern side. And to do that, we actually are going to drive up the road a little bit into Leadville, go up a block, and then come back in a little bit. And looking forward to that. I've never been over there. So let's keep going and see the rest of the Route of the Silver Kings. Here we're over at the Matchless mine. This is the mine that made Horace Tabor's fortune. According to the legend, he left his dying instructions to his wife, Baby Doe Tabor, to never sell the mine because it will make millions. After some years in Denver, Baby Doe moved into the cabin next to the mine, which she lost in 1927 when it was sold to satisfy a debt. The new owners did allow Baby Doe to stay in the cabin. In the winter of 1935, after a snowstorm, some neighbors noticed that no smoke was coming out of the chimney at the Matchless mine cabin. Investigating, they found Baby Doe, her body frozen on the floor. This was the Route of the Silver Kings. What'd you think of it?
It is incredibly gorgeous, and I just can't imagine how many. I mean, we know one mine was like $120 billion. And this is like, I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah, this is an amazing route to take. You see all these amazing buildings, all these cool mines, so much stuff to see here. And it's such a rich piece of history. And we're minutes away from Leadville. Literally, I mean, we're 5 minutes out of town right now. So very easy to get to. Everything looks a little dry right now because it's the end of fall. We're going into winter. There's already snow on the ground. You can see it on the peaks here.
Yeah.
So it's a little dry right now. So if you want it nice and green, maybe come spring, summer, you know, a little earlier in the season.
It'll be summer before it's spring up here. But.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. We are at 11,000 feet. So this is going to get snowed in. By the time you're watching this, it may already be impassable. So I would say put this on your list. It's such an easy drive. I mean, you can do this in any car.
We saw Volvos, we saw 4Runners, we saw Subarus. I mean, most of this is really a dirt road.
Yeah.
There are some of the spots that we got to that you're going to need a high clearance vehicle. We went on some roads that honestly you would need for low.
Yeah.
You know,
but
or a running
if you look at the map that you can download from routeofthesilverkings.org, it has those listed as 4-wheel drive. If you stay off of those, you can come out here in a passenger. There's a minivan right up the road here.
Yeah.
So very easy. But about 2.5 hours from Denver?
2 hours if you drive, like, you know, if the traffic's, I mean, we came up early because we know it's a long drive. So I think it was 2 hours to get to Leadville from our house. So
it's a little bit of a drive, but it's not horrible. You want something easy, you want something scenic, Route of the Silver Kings. Check it out. Thanks, Phil.
Hey, thanks, Gary. This is another great idea.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. From Katerina, Phil, Dana, myself, stay safe out there. We'll see you on the trails.